When you're self-publishing a book, there's one tiny detail that can instantly boost your credibility, and a lot of authors skip it. I'm talking about your publishing imprint. In this video, I'm going to talk about what an imprint is and how to create one. We're going to walk through naming it, registering it, and using it inside Amazon KDP and beyond. Because without it, your book might be screaming hobbyist, but with it, you're going to look like a pro publisher even if it's 100% DIY. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Rachel Harrison's son, and I help people turn simple book ideas into passive income streams. So if you're not familiar with the term publishing imprint, it's not a legal business, although it can be attached to one. But basically, you want to think of it like your book's brand name. And this is what you'll see when you scroll down the page on your Amazon book listing. Under the book details section, there'll be a little area where it says publisher. Now, if you're a self-published author and you've used one of Amazon KDP's free ISBNs, it's going to say independently published in that space. However, if you have created your own publishing imprint, your publishing imprint name is going to be what shows up in that same space. So traditional publishers also use imprints. Think of a big publisher like Penguin Random House. They're the umbrella company, but within that company, they've got multiple separate imprints or book brands. Now, you don't need to create your own publishing imprint, but there are some benefits to doing so. Firstly is the added credibility. The truth is, if someone's on your book listing and they scroll down to check out the publisher, if they see independently published, they may take you a little bit less seriously and think you're a little bit less credible. Conversely, if they scroll down and see the name of a publishing imprint, they're not going to know if you're self-published. It also helps you create some brand consistency. All of your similar books can be published under that one publishing imprint. It's also great for separating your author identity from your publishing identity. If you're publishing under your own name or a pen name, in the author field, it'll have whatever your name or your pen name is, and then under publisher, it'll have your publishing name. And you can publish under multiple different pen names under that one publishing imprint. So if you're publishing in two different niches, all your books can be published under your one publishing imprint, but they're each going to get their own author page if you've got two different pen names that you're using. And you're not just limited to one publishing imprint. You can create multiple different publishing imprints. Let's say you publish nonfiction and fiction. Maybe you've got two different fiction pen names. One is publishing romance, another is publishing science fiction, but those two can all live under your fiction publishing imprint. Maybe you're also doing some coloring books, so you can create a completely different imprint for your coloring books. So the first thing to do when setting up your publishing imprint is to come up with a name, and you want something that sounds professional and also relevant to the niche that you're publishing in. Think about including words like press or publishing or media or house, Bright Quill Press, Wanderlust Books, something along those lines. And when you've got it, make sure that that name isn't already in use. So you can do that by doing a quick Google search, but it's also a good idea, especially if you're living in the United States, to hop onto the USPTO database, just so you can make sure that that word isn't coincidentally already in use and trademarked through somebody else. Now, the next tip is optional but recommended. But before we get there, if you want to learn how to generate passive income every single month, publishing simple, easy to create, low and medium content books, I want to invite you to my free live webinar, Publish and Profit. That's going to be happening really soon. I've left a link to that down in the description below, so you can click on that to check out the details. So that next optional but recommended tip is to file a DBA, and DBA stands for Doing Business As. Now, this is only needed if you want to operate legally under that publishing imprint name, especially if you want to do taxes under that name or open up a bank account under that name. You might want to operate the books arm of your LLC under that publishing imprint name, and if that's the case, then it makes sense to file a DBA. Now, I think doing so is going to be different depending on which state you're in or which country you're in. So you want to check out locally what that process would look like for you. There's usually a small fee attached, anywhere from the neighborhood of, I think, $50 to maybe $100. Now, the next step is to buy an ISBN under your publishing imprint. Now, this is really important to note if you're publishing through KDP. If you publish through KDP using their free ISBN, you're not going to be able to list your publishing imprint. You've got to buy your own ISBN. Now, unless you're publishing in huge volume where it's going to be financially unfeasible to buy an ISBN for each one of those books. In that case, stick to KDP's free ISBNs. But if you're publishing 1, 2, or 5 or 10 books, then I would really recommend that you go and buy your own ISBN, because when you use KDP's free ISBN, you are giving Amazon exclusive rights to sell your book. When you have your own ISBN, you can sell your book on multiple platforms. So it just gives you more of the control. Now, to buy your own ISBN, if you're in the United States, you want to go to Bowker. And the website for that is myidentifiers.com. And I've left a link to that down in the description. Now, you can buy a single ISBN for $125, or you can buy them in bulk. So a pack of 10 is $295. You can also buy them in packs of 100 or packs of 1,000. So if you know you're going to be publishing multiple books, definitely buy in bulk, 'cause it's going to save you a lot of money. Now, when you're buying your ISBNs and when it comes time to activate them and use them, it's going to ask you to provide your publishing imprint. This is where you're going to put your imprint name. Now, when it comes time to publish your book through KDP, when you get to the ISBN section, you'll check that you've got your own, you'll enter your ISBN number, and then your publishing imprint information will appear right there. Then when your book is published and you scroll down to that details section, where it says publisher, your imprint name is going to be displayed. Now, a final optional tip here is to buy the domain name for your imprint. So if you've come up with a publishing imprint name like Green Sage Press, if you think that someday in the future, or even right now, you might want to create a website where all of your book listings are available, go ahead and buy that domain name now. You don't want to risk it not being available when you need it sometime down the line. Now, once your book is finally published, you're going to need some reviews to help give your book some traction. So to find out how to get ethical Amazon reviews fast, watch this video right here. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.